Today on NewsCenter, learn about the 56th Annual Choral Festival, see what happened at the Moorhead Film Challenge, and take a look at the Veterans Day festivities that took place in Moorhead. All this and more, now on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacob Miller.
And I'm Mary Dameron. Here's what's making headlines for November 12th, 2015.
Though he doesn't take office for another month, Matt Bevin is already planning his first actions as governor, one of which is issuing an executive order to change the state marriage licenses in favor of county clerks who say issuing licenses to same-sex couples goes against their religious beliefs. Of course, this stems from when Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis made the state the center of national attention about same-sex marriage and religious freedom when she was sent to jail for 5 days after refusing to issue licenses to same-sex couples. Bevin supported Davis, meeting with her when she was released, and he has openly criticized the Supreme Court decision making same-sex marriages legal. Davis did remove her name from marriage licenses when she returned to work by changing the certificates to say issued pursuant to a federal court order. But there were questions about whether those licenses were valid. Davis requested that the state amend the licenses so they are no longer issued under the clerk's authority. Current Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear said he did not have the authority to make the change. He said approval from the state legislature, which does not meet until January, has to make the change. He was also not willing to call a special session to address Davis's request.
The new marriage license legislation isn't the only thing on Governor-elect Matt Bevin's agenda. His administration has started a website to make applications for people who want to work in his administration. The website went live on Wednesday and is operated by a group of volunteers Bevin picked to assist him with the hiring staff. The vast majority of Kentucky state government jobs are hired through the personnel cabinet, but nearly 1,000 jobs are classified as non-merit positions, giving Bevin authority to hire and fire people for those jobs. The website says Bevin wants to hire people who share his traditional values. It invites people registered in both political parties and as independents to apply, adding they will be reviewed for their qualifications, integrity, and their demonstrated commitment to the policy objectives of Bevin's administration.
Veterans Day is always a time filled with honoring the brave men and women that have served while remembering those who lost their lives. NewsCenter's Nick Oliver takes us to the annual wreath ceremony.
Citizens and veterans of Rowan County gather inside Freedom Park to honor and remember the unselfish service of our military services with the annual Veterans Day Wreath Ceremony. The wreath ceremony is to remember veterans with a wreath made up of red, white, and blue flowers and a moment of silence to honor America's fallen heroes. Veterans Day plays a personal role in the lives of many Rowan County citizens, but plays a particularly personal role in the life of Rowan County Judge Executive Dr. Walter Blevins.
Well, it's a way to get together with some of your friends and especially veterans, especially World War II veterans. We're losing those very fast. I had 5 of my uncles served in World War II, and I've lost all of them now. And I wish I would have maybe talked to them more and found out more about their experiences.
After the ceremony, all veterans were invited to a lunch inside Moorhead State University's Adrian Doran University Center, with live music provided by the Kentucky Center for Traditional Arts. Army veteran and event organizer Ronnie Brooks is very passionate about Moorhead State University, and he is very happy to see the campus passionate about Veterans Day.
I've found the students to be very patriotic. They really appreciate the veterans, and I'm really, and the high school students. I was at the high school or the middle school earlier, and those kids all come up and they have a deep appreciation for the veterans.
Army veteran and Moorhead State University President Dr. Wayne Andrews entertains the crowd and weighs in on his thoughts on Veterans Day.
Well, the big idea, of course, as I said to the crowd, most of us today take this for granted because it's not required of all of our families to send our men and women into service. So it's done by a select group, it's an all-volunteer Army. In my day of service, people were drafted, and so the millions of Americans served, and so it was common. So it means a lot to me to recognize people that choose to volunteer to serve their country. I think everybody ought to serve because that's what makes our country strong. Not because we're willing to go to war, but because we're willing to serve, however we do that.
A day filled with happiness and remembrance in the city of Rowan County is just another way of showing patriotism on this Veterans Day. For NewsCenter, I'm Nick Oliver.
Tuesday night was the annual Anchor Slam, a basketball tournament hosted by the ladies of Delta Gamma. But this year, they teamed up with Sigma Pi to host an even bigger event. NewsCenter caught up with the event coordinators to talk about what made this year so special.
Anchor Slam is the event that we have. It's a basketball tournament that raises money for Service for Sight. This year we're doing it a little bit different because we are teamed up with Sigma Pi. We're doing joining forces on the court, and what it is we're doing our proceeds with joining forces, and that's where it goes to Service for Sight in a way. It helps those veterans who have been disabled with their vision while they're at war and they're back here now, and that's how we donate money to them to help get their vision back or to make the needs for them easier, accessible with the money that they get. We do it once a year. This is the first time we've ever teamed up and done joining forces with Sigma Pi, but every year we do Anchor Slam. It's just a basketball tournament, so how any other basketball tournament would work. They sign up, they have signed waivers, and they come in, pay a fee, 5 people per team. They can have subs, and then just have fun and play basketball.
Confrontational evangelists shouted Bible verses in the free speech zone this past Tuesday, and Morehead State students shouted back. Bro Jed Smock and his wife Cindy practiced their First Amendment right and open-air preaching for about 5 hours. Smock is the founder of Indiana-based Campus Ministry USA and has journeyed to universities across the country for 43 years. Our partners at the Trailblazer were there and filed this report.
I used to be a college professor at the University of Wisconsin.
And what brings you here today?
To preach the gospel and to teach the students the Bible, call them to repentance, to turn away from sin and put their faith in Jesus Christ. We've had a very good turnout, and I think the students need to ask themselves, why are they so disturbed by what we have to say? I think the fact that they're disturbed shows me that they really believe the Bible. If they didn't believe it, why are they so disturbed if it's just the opinion of some 72-year-old man?
Most of the stuff he's saying, some of the stuff is correct what he's saying, but most of the stuff is not. He's teaching hate, not love. God teaches love and care and compassion. He's teaching us that if you don't follow every rule in the Bible, you're going to hell. All you have to do is repent for your sins. He said he hasn't sinned in over 40 years. Clearly that's a lie because everybody sins every day.
I do this every day. I'm on some campus somewhere, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for the last 43 years. I'm with an organization called the Campus Ministry USA.
It was some spirited debate back and forth between the students and the preachers, or I guess you call them. So, but it went okay. It's peaceful. Well, we're just watching everybody, making sure tensions don't get too high, and if somebody gets out of line, and we don't want anybody to get hurt, we don't want anybody to get arrested or anything like that. So we're just, when we come here, it kind of keeps some of that stuff from happening. If we weren't here, that could erupt violence sometimes. You just never know. So just our mere presence helps a whole lot, I believe.
There were no reports of violence during Tuesday's gathering.
Coming up, Michael Jane is in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast.
Addison, why are you dressed up like that?
Because you're in a dream, John.
How can you prove that?
Your body's still there.
What?
Wake up and smell the coffee. Java City.
to NewsCenter. I'm Michael Jane, and now we're going to take a look at our weather for November 12th. Right now in Moorhead, it is currently partly cloudy and it's 59 degrees, so it feels pretty good out, and we've had a beautiful sunny day. It's been a little windy out, but still nonetheless a beautiful day. I'm taking a look at our temperatures for this time of the year. Our record high for this day was 78 degrees back in 1945, so quite a bit warmer than it is today. Our record low for this time of the year was 18 degrees back in 1950. Our normal high for this time of the year is 59 degrees, so right on the dot where we're at right now, and our normal low for this time of the year is 35 degrees. Looking at our temperatures right now, as you can see, it is 55 degrees in Prestonsburg, 57 here in Moorhead, 57 down in Jackson. I'm taking a look at the other side of the state. We have 70 in Owensboro and 71 down in Bowling Green. So quite a wide variety of temperatures across the state, but it feels very good out right now. Our radar right now, it is clear across most of the state, as you can see. We're expecting sunny weather for the next few days. Other than this little bit of showers down here at the border to Tennessee, we're looking at very, very sunny skies and a nice day out. Our 24-hour planner right now, we're looking tomorrow at 7 a.m. at 33 degrees, so very chilly. Grab your jacket if you're heading to class if you have an 8 a.m. Other than that, we are looking at the 50s and 60s across the rest of tomorrow, topping at 57 degrees at 11 p.m. tomorrow. That's all I have for right now, and thank you for this 24-hour planner courtesy of WKYT. Now I'm going to send it back to the desk for NewsCenter notices.
Michael, tonight I'm joined by Chi Omega members Brianna and Caitlin. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
Thanks for being on the show. So you're here to talk about Follies, which is coming up here pretty soon. So what is Follies?
Follies is our annual dance competition that the Chi Omegas hold and to make and raise money for Make-A-Wish.
Wonderful. So the Make-A-Wish Foundation, what is their purpose? What do they do?
They basically just raise money for children who are terminally ill, and they grant a wish, whether it be them going to Walt Disney World or going on a shopping spree.
Wow, that's awesome. So Follies raises money for this to make this donation, correct? That's awesome. So for Follies, who gets involved? Who can dance in this competition?
We really try to get everybody involved. If they're Greek or like BCM, the more the merrier.
So any group on campus. If an individual group just comes together, they just register with you guys in advance, correct? So does it cost to attend Follies?
Yes, it is $7 to get a ticket, and this year we're doing a little different. Normally we sell at the door, but this year we are selling them only in ADUC, and we'll be selling till Tuesday.
Okay, wonderful. And you said $7, correct?
Yes.
They can pay with cash. Are they able to write out a check for you guys?
Yes, they can write a check to Chi Omega.
Wonderful. So what are some examples of performances that groups have done in the past? Or you guys do a show, correct?
Yes.
You have a dance. So what are some past themes that you guys have had?
Some of the past themes, we've done Toy Story, we've done school theme, we've done sports. It varies every year.
Okay, so but the people competing don't necessarily dance with that theme, correct?
No, they don't have to.
They just do any routine that they want?
Yep.
And they register in advance to participate?
Yes, we have an informational meeting that they get a letter invited to come.
All right, well, thank you so much for being on the show. Good luck with Follies this upcoming Tuesday. We're going to take an extended look at weather with Michael right after the break.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play.
I love the campus!
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
Hey guys, look who's on What's Up this week.
It's President Andrew's banjo.
Austin? You mean President Andrews?
And him too.
Thursday at 5:30 on MSU TV.
To NewsCenter, I'm Michael Jane. Now we're going to take an extended look at weather. Right now in Moorhead, it is 59 degrees and partly cloudy. Humidity is at 51% and the winds are west-southwest at 18 miles per hour, so it's pretty windy today, as you've probably noticed. Taking another look at our 24-hour planner, courtesy of WKYT. You can see that tomorrow at 7 a.m. we're looking at very cold temperatures of 33 degrees, so make sure you grab a sweater or a jacket. Tomorrow going through the day, we're looking at 55 at noon, 60 by 2 p.m., going up to 63 by 5 p.m., and then we're dropping down into the lower 60s and upper 50s by tomorrow night. So it's going to be slightly chilly, but it's still going to feel pretty good out. Taking a look at our temperatures again for right now, you can see 55 in Mount Sterling, 63 down in Harlan, and 66 in Middlesboro. Looking over here, we have 71 in Bowling Green and 64 in Fort Knox, 61 in Louisville. So it feels pretty nice out right now. I'm looking at our radar right now. Clear skies across most of the state. You can see these little patch of showers down here on the border, but other than that, we're looking at sunny skies and a pretty beautiful next few days, if I do say so myself. Looking at the national radar now. Pretty clear skies across most of the country, sunny and beautiful. We're looking at a little bit of showers and some wintry mix up across parts of Minnesota, Canada, and Michigan. But other than that, clear sunny skies. Nothing in the forecast for us for the next few days. We're looking at sunny skies. And then tonight's forecast, we're looking at clear skies, a low of 33 degrees, and the sun is going to set at 5:30 tonight. Tomorrow we're looking at a beautiful day, a high of 53 degrees, and the sun is going to rise at about 7 in the morning. Now for our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, Friday, we're looking at temperatures of 53 degrees and sunny skies. Saturday and Sunday, we're also looking at beautiful days, 52 and 61 for both of those days. Monday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 61 degrees. Tuesday, we're going to have some showers roll in, but only in the morning, nothing to be too concerned about, some light rain. Wednesday, we are going to have some storms moving in the morning. That's going to be a high of 65 degrees. And Thursday, we're going to get back to a pretty nice day, 61 degrees and partly cloudy skies.
Awesome. Sounds wonderful. Thanks so much, Michael. Now let's take a look at Eagle Athletics with Kenzie Thompson.
Your home for the Moorhead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
The Moorhead State football team celebrated Senior Day this past Saturday against the Dayton Flyers. This game was for first place in the conference. In a defensive battle, the Eagles fell just short. MSU grabbed a 9-0 lead with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Dayton then responded with a 6-yard touchdown run that made it 9-7. At halftime, the Eagles were up 15-14 until Dayton was able to execute a 15-play drive for 83 yards and a 2-yard touchdown with 7 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock. MSU got 2 more opportunities to score, but the Flyers defense was able to cause 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Junior quarterback Austin Gehafer was 27 of 46 and was able to complete 10 passes for 137 yards to senior Tanner Napier. We caught up with Napier to get his thoughts on the game.
In James Stadium, it was an honor, and it was like so surreal at the same time because I remember my first time ever stepping on this field. You know, it was just surreal. That was my last time playing, and I was very excited about that day though. My senior night, the last game at James Stadium, there's a lot of emotions involved in it. Some of the good things we did in Dayton, we had a lot of energy. You know, everybody was focused when we stepped on the field. It was a lot of energy. And then also, the things that we did good was we played hard. You know, everybody flew around to the ball. The things we could have did better, we could have did some of the fits better, read our keys, plug some holes. We missed, and we had a lot of missed assignments, so had to clean that up. The things we need to do to finish off the season strong, stay focused. I mean, we got knocked down out of the championship battle, but we can still have a winning season. This could be the winning season since '07, so we still got a lot to accomplish.
Moorhead State travels to Valparaiso Saturday for a 2 p.m. kickoff. The MSU women's basketball team took on Transylvania in their exhibition opener last Thursday night in Johnson Arena. The Eagles were led by junior Shay Steele and Elia Wells and were able to come out on top 110-47. Steele was able to finish with a game-high 26 points, and she also brought down 10 rebounds. Wells added another 20 points while shooting 9 for 11 from the field. The Eagles went into half with a 57-17 lead, and MSU was able to shoot 56% from the field and 38% from the three-point line. The Eagles ended the game with a huge rebound margin, out-rebounding Transylvania 56-36. The Lady Eagles will open the regular season on Friday, November 13th at home against Marshall at 5:15 p.m. MSU's volleyball team went 1-2 over the past few days as they faced SIUE, Eastern Illinois, and Eastern Kentucky University. In the game against SIUE, the Eagles struggled, losing the match 3-1. The Eagles came out with a slow start as they lost the first set 20-25, but they came back and won the second set 25-18, and then lost the next two sets, resulting in a win for SIUE. In the game against Eastern Illinois, the Eagles battled their opponent in a back-and-forth match and came out on top, defeating the Panthers 3-2. This win put the Eagles at 7-7 in conference play, while EIU dropped to 10-4. Meredith Jewell, Allie Evans, and Sydney Schuler all stepped up this game as Jewell finished the game with 22 kills, Evans with 12, and Sydney Schuler with 11. Coming off this win, the Eagles faced Eastern Kentucky University. This was senior Hannah Segala's last time playing in Weatherby Gym, and she definitely gave the fans something to watch. Hannah started off slow with 5 attack errors before her first kill, but later in the game she settled in and began to play the game extremely well, finishing the game with 12 kills and hitting .300 for the match. But she wasn't the only one who showed out. Junior Sydney Schuler also played great as she had 8 kills on just 13 swings and a .538 hitting efficiency. Statistically, the Eagles played better than the Colonels with more kills, a better hitting percentage, and more digs, but it wasn't enough for the Eagles to pull through. The 7 errors the Eagles had is what made it impossible for them to pull out a win, resulting in a loss for the Eagles 3-0. We caught up with Hannah Segala to find out what it will take in order to win their next game.
Our performance was a little less than what we wanted it to be. EKU just brought their fire, and they always do. It's a big rivalry game, and we thought playing on our home court was going to give us an advantage, but that's not going to win us the game, and we just didn't come out and perform to what we're capable of. Our strongest point was definitely in that third set. We brought energy, and we were connecting a lot better at all different positions on the court. Our passing picked up, and that opened up a lot of opportunities for our setters to feed the balls to our attackers, and I think that's what really picked up definitely in that third set. What we really need to work on is that cutting down our errors on our part. That gives teams a lot of chances and opportunities to score on us and take advantage and make a run, and if we can cut that down, I think we'll be on a winning streak at that point. In the first set, I really just hope we stick to playing our game. In practice, we are great, and then it's just transitioning into games and the game-type situations that we really need to work on. And then if we cut down our errors and just let them make the mistakes on their part, then I think it'll be a good game for sure.
The Eagles travel to Murray State this Saturday to compete in their last regular season game of the year. And now for NewsCenter's famous sports trivia. What freshman volleyball player was named OVC Newcomer of the Week for the 5th time this season? Was it A, Jordan Jones, B, Meredith Jewell, C, Alyssa Cecil, or B, Maddie Fella?
I feel like it's A, Jordan Jones.
I think it's Meredith Jewell.
I'll go with D.
It is Meredith Jewell. She had 41 kills last weekend in 2 combined games.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Kenzie. More news after this. Stick around.
The Fall Moorhead Movie Challenge took place last Friday at the Moorhead Cinema. NewsCenter reporter Jacob Valerio attended the showing to learn more.
The Film Challenge is a contest where teams of filmmakers get a line of dialogue, a genre, a prop, and a character's name, and in 48 hours they go out and they make a film in that genre using those particular characteristics.
And the first place for the Fall 2015 Challenge is Pat and the Flapjacks.
We are Pat and the Flapjacks.
Pat and the Flapjacks.
It was long, cold, stressful, but it was a lot of fun overall, and I think it was a really good experience. We ended up filming a lot longer than we normally do. Like, we were at it until like Sunday night filming still, so it was long, but I think it paid off in the end. I think it ended up looking good.
Trevor can answer that question.
Yeah. It was really cold, but it was basically just hanging out with our friends. Like, it's such a great group of guys here. We were able to bounce ideas off each other so easily and tell each other when something sounded stupid or pretty easily. So I think that's really what happened, and we got the job done.
Moorhead State University's School of Music, Theater, and Dance held its 56th annual choral festival for high school singers. NewsCenter was there.
The King shall rejoice, the King shall rejoice.
That's the sound of choir students from 22 different high schools throughout Kentucky and Ohio. Folks packed Duncan Recital Hall for the High School Festival Chorus. Over 11 songs were performed at the 56th annual MSU Choral Festival for high school singers. NewsCenter caught up with Dr. Greg Detweiler, the festival manager. Here's what he had to say.
Great to see all these students from Ohio and Kentucky come together and sing together. And it's quite an experience. Don't you think it's quite an experience to hear 200 kids singing together and being so musical and so on cue with everybody, to sing together and to express the joy of music. Nothing like it.
The audience was brought to their feet multiple times by the beautiful voices of the high school festival chorus. It was definitely a sound to remember. Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Courtney Howe.
To ensure a more efficient switch during seasonal time changes, Moorhead State recently purchased Wi-Fi clocks to limit the amount of manual updates to clocks throughout campus. Facilities management invested $12,000 on 150 new clocks for buildings throughout campus. These clocks are predicted to reduce maintenance cost and have a battery life of up to 5 years. They will also decrease the cost of manpower needed to manually change regular clocks on campus. With the new wireless connection, the clocks are deemed by some to be a good investment. There are currently many Wi-Fi clocks that have not made the full transition because of the wireless connection throughout the buildings. This was an issue during daylight savings time on November 1st when some clocks failed to turn back an hour. Once all the wireless services have been updated campus-wide, the clocks will be scheduled to connect to wireless services twice a day and will update automatically. Well, that's going to be all the news that we have for you this evening. You can find all of our news on our Facebook and Twitter pages.
And you can also catch every NewsCenter episode at msutv.net.
On behalf of Michael Jane with the weather, Kenzie Thompson with sports, and the rest of the NewsCenter team, I'm Jacob Miller.
And I'm Mary Dameron. Thanks for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for a special edition of What's Up with MSU's president, Dr. Wayne Andrews. Have a fantastic evening.